Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a album review for the first album review that's for this upcoming Friday's new releases. And this is for Angels and Airwaves' new album Lifeforms that I just got done listening to, all 10 songs finally. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for well, listened to for this album because there was only like 3 songs to be excited for, and that's kind of a bummer, honestly. And let you know my thoughts on what I thought of this album as a whole. So let's dive into this review or whatever. Yeah, this album review. Now, I like Tom DeLonge's lyrical choices with how creative he can be with his music. They're mostly electronic synth. You're gonna be expecting a lot of electronic synths with guitars and drum work in this album. They really experiment with this album and make it feel like a space electronic-y kind of album. I guess Restless Souls definitely has that space vibe kind of thing, where you're venturing through space kind of thing. So yeah, um, Time Bomb. I enjoyed it, even though I wasn't crazy about the electronic vocals. Definitely go check out my track review for Way Too Many Singles that they released slash Angels and Airwaves Time Bomb track review. Um, but yeah, they did release too many singles, honestly, and that is gonna bring the rating down quite a bit. Cause this would have gotten a good rating, but it's gonna bring it down quite a bit. This album rating. But it was not a bad album. As a whole, it's not a bad album. It's just too many fucking singles, honestly. I'm like, you kind of overhyped the album a bit and gave us too many songs to really enjoy. I'm not saying that the singles were terrible. There may have been some singles I wasn't a fan of, which was Euphoria and Restless Souls. I'm actually starting to grow accustomed to the Euphoria song and how it's playing out. So it's not a bad track. It's it's gonna take a little time for me to really give it a 5 out of 5 because I don't think it deserves a 5 out of 5, to be honest. The beat is a little clustered, not which I mean kind of a mess, but it's just all over the place, the beat. But other than that, the song did structurally sound pretty good for what it went for. Spellbound's one of my favorite songs. No More Guns was it's a song about gun violence and school shootings and all that. That's what they made the song about, and I'm like, that's fine. So they're getting into worldly topics with this whole album. Losing My Mind definitely has. There's one lyric, I said we're not alone and the government knows it. There's idiots around and they're all fucking racist, which he's referring to some people that are, well, conservatives, I guess you could say. I don't know what he's referring to. Tom DeLonge is 100%, but I think I know. I just don't want to say it on a public platform that much. Uh, which I could talk about it, but yeah, some people may get offended if I bring up politics and all that. Uh, Automatic was not a bad song. I said album, my bad. Um, Automatic was not a bad song. There were moments where I liked it, and then there were some moments where it was full of cringe. Uh, so it 4.5 out of 5. I'd give that one. Restless Souls is not a bad song. It it feels like Tom DeLonge's not using his potential to sound good, which he is getting older, so I can understand why his vocal potential is not very good as it was back then, but it still sounds not too bad. He's actually really trying to sound really good. Rebel Girl is my favorite song. A Fire in a Nameless Town was, it was just but it's gonna get a 4.5 out of 5. The electronic synths are not so bad in the song, but the song pacing did seem very slow, honestly. And finally, Kiss and Tell. I heard the studio version this time, and it sounds pretty good. Even the video version for it sounds really good too. I really like that. So, sorry if I'm popping my knuckles for a moment. Overall, I think Angels and Airwaves' new album, Lifeforms, was average. Not the best thing I've heard in 2021, but it's something to quite enjoy for the runtime it went for, which is only like less than 38 minutes. It's not really a long album. I think my favorite songs I'd come back to are probably Spellbound, Losing My Mind, Kiss and Tell, and Rebel Girl. Time Bomb's not a bad song. I like the song. I just after the electronic vocals come in after the intro of the Time Bomb song, which that's what they wanted to do for the song. It's eh. It's just I guess you could say. But first score, I'm gonna give Angels and Airwaves' Lifeforms album a 7.5 out of 10. If I already said that, please forgive me on that. It is getting a 7.5 out of 10. It was an average album. It just there were some moments where I felt very distant from certain songs, like the regular songs. But get this, 7 out of 10 songs for this album. That's 3/4 of the album we already got before this release. And they only had a max of 10 songs. That's quite a problem. That's why I couldn't give it a really good rating. I just couldn't. Because it's an average album. Majority of the rating dropped because of the too many singles that they dropped. And the regular songs did sound a little basic, honestly. So, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Angels and Airwaves album, Lifeforms, if you've heard it. And keep in mind, this is just my opinion on what I think of this album. You don't have to agree with me on it. But there were some enjoyable tracks I enjoyed from it. It's just this album, I don't know if I'd be coming back to it as much, honestly. Maybe occasionally, but not as much. Uh, if you did enjoy this album review for Angels and Airwaves Lifeforms, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I guess I'll be returning to you for the Star Set Leaving This World Behind track review in a little bit. I gotta listen to it first, of course, and I'm trying to find the song to download it. But I don't know what's going on. It's just not wanting to let me download it for some reason. I guess I gotta wait till noon, which is coming up very soon. So yeah, it's my birthday today. I wanted to check out this album, give it a chance. I thought it was average. That's the end of it. But I hope you did enjoy this album review for Angels and Airwaves Lifeforms. Like I said, I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe. Take care. I will be returning to you for Poppy's Flux album review and Bad Flowers. This is How the World Ends album reviews. So definitely tune in for those upcoming videos, and I'll see you in my next review.